Hello everybody, and welcome to another Kirby and the Amazing Mirror any percent tournament race we have today. We have a lot of these going on right now. This match is going to be between OliKad and Pro Hybrid. This is a loser bracket match, so it's do or die for these two runners. We're just waiting for the all clear here until we get started. Both runners are readied up and waiting to go. This should be a very interesting race. Pro Hybrid beating OliKad's PB by 3 minutes. However, Pro Hybrid's last race time in this tournament was a 35. So we'll see if Pro Hybrid was able to shake off that rust and come back strong in loser bracket, or will OliKad bury him in oxidization. OliKad's been improving quite a bit over the course of this tournament. Since the tournament started, he's brought his PB down from a 40 to a 33, so he's been on a roll recently. So we'll see if Pro Hybrid was able to shake off that rust and come back strong in loser. Alright, so this is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror any percent. For those of you who are not familiar with this game, it is an open world Kirby game, which makes it unique from the series. Our runners will be on a linear path to the first boss, King Golem, but after that, they're free to take out the remaining 7 bosses in whichever order they choose. So we'll see some strategies and some runner preferences there. It seems that every runner in this tournament has a different order of doing things, but I'll explain that more as the run progresses. We have a tracker at the bottom of the screen, because our runners can do the bosses in pretty much any order. I'll be doing my best to follow along and marking off which runner has done which boss so that you can follow along here. And we're on our way! Pro Hybrid versus OliKad, losers bracket tournament match. Alright, so in this tutorial sequence, we have 2 tricks coming up right off the bat. We have gate skip, and then after that is the first mix, where our runners will try to get wheel. So in this room that OliKad's at, he's going to be calling the boys, whereas Pro Hybrid getting the gate skip first time, you can hit the button and do some precise jumping to get through the gate. Now Pro Hybrid's going to get knocked into the Cupid, get the inhale here, and get Cook. Our runners are looking for wheel, because that will get the first. And he gets wheel! OliKad is off! Gets a tiny bit of a lead of Pro Hybrid. And we got ourselves a race. OliKad not doing gate skip, but that doesn't matter, getting that time bonus from first try wheel. So our runners want to mix wheel as soon as possible, because wheel is the fastest way to move about rooms horizontally. Not only that, but it's also probably the most overpowered iteration of wheel in the Kirby franchise. Not only are you completely invincible while you're in wheel, the only time you can get hit is if you, the slight time before you hit wheel and when you're turning. It can jump quite high. You can turn around mid-wheel. It's an excellent movement tool. So a lot of this run is going to focus around using wheel, getting really tight wheel movement, and quickly going through these rooms. OliKad is going to beat Pro Hybrid to the first warp star here. A 134 warp star, not bad. Pro Hybrid with a 137. Alright, so even though wheel is the fastest way of horizontally moving through rooms, throughout I should explain this. So for this Frosty fight, dropping wheel, inhaling both those Waddle Ds at the bottom of the screen for the double star, and then finishing off Frosty with a 3-hit wheel move will quickly dispatch him. So even though wheel is the fastest way to horizontally move through rooms, and you can't get hit during it, we're going to see our runners try to avoid as many enemies as possible, since whenever you hit an enemy, it creates lag frames because of the effect that plays. OliKad with a little bit of shaky wheel movement. Pro Hybrid is going to get ahead here. A thing that a lot of runners of this game might get lost in is they really focus on the major tricks in the run. OliKad power chasing there, losing a lot of time on Hybrid. Pro Hybrid's going to be discarding Wheel for Stone because Stone absolutely ruins the first boss of the game, Stone Golem. All it takes is 3 rock drops, double hitting each time, to completely destroy Stone Golem. So we saw Pro Hybrid take the lead over OliKad there just based on tight wheel movement alone. A lot of players tend to get caught up in the major tricks of this run. That opening wheel mix, the Gobbler UFO mix. But at the end of the day, if your wheel movement is not super crisp and you're not losing time to box or power chasing or, you know, getting hit, you're definitely going to have those longer times. That's what really makes the difference between a 31 player and a 28 player. So both runners getting wheel here, and they're going to be moving to the South Rainbow Route Gate to start on whatever route they choose. Pro Hybrid getting caught up in that hole there. OliKad's neck and neck kind of now. OliKad slightly behind. I'm not familiar with Pro Hybrid's route, but OliKad likes to do the most common route, which is dealing with Meta Knight and Moly first. The reason a lot of runners deal with a Meta Knight and Moly first is that they are 2 bosses that are very RNG heavy. Meta Knight has a chance of just randomly blocking your attacks, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it, and Moly loves wasting your time. So for the sake of not resetting every single run pretty deep, players would like to get that done first. And it looks like Pro Hybrid and OliKad are on their way to the Radis section. Hopefully they can keep wheel here. A problem we saw both runners in the earlier race 2 hours ago, that was between Kinnan and Golder Zoa, is that they both lost wheel in the spike where Pro Hybrid loses wheel. OliKad also loses wheel, but thankfully it doesn't go into the spike trap. Pro Hybrid might be deciding to grab Stone and then go do Moly. That would be the most optimal way of doing things. OliKad discarding his ability and using Fat Kirby strats, so if he gets hit, he doesn't have to power chase. Smart move there. Alright, we'll see if Pro Hybrid decides to go Moly first. No, Pro Hybrid instead choosing to get wheel. I believe this will lose him quite a bit of time compared to just grabbing Stone and doing the Moly segment first. Since that's an extra trip for that wheel. OliKad's going to get a bit of a lead off of that. So that's a bit of a pro Kirby the Amazing Me race tip there. If you do lose wheel, just do Moly. Don't go back for wheel. You're going to lose more time than it's worth. It's very easy to get in the mindset that you have to do the splits in the order that you practice them, but being flexible is an excellent asset as a runner in open world games such as this. OliKad getting this switch. I don't think he wanted to do that. Those switches allow access to areas in the world for casual play, so you can backtrack and explore the areas. However, we only want to get a small handful of switches, else it wastes time. Pro Hybrid staying clear of that switch. So OliKad losing a little bit of time there. Oh, okay. Getting frame drops on Pro Hybrid stream. That's unfortunate. Alright, OliKad is coming up on the first small occurrence of RNG, depending on the pattern that Master Hand throws at you. This could be a short fight or a long fight. That was still a very good Master Hand, but the best possible thing that could happen is the fist attack. Boom! Pro Hybrid gets a Master Hand across the screen. Look at that. Wheels through lots of damage very quickly. OliKad had a bit of time wasted because of that grab attack Master Hand did. Got stuck on the right side of the screen, so it was very hard to deal damage in a short amount of time. So Pro Hybrid not getting a lot of time off of that, but when a race is this close, you want all the time you can get. Alright, so in this vertical section, we see our players doing jumps instead of just simply floating up. That's because in this game, it's quicker. The speed you get from jumping is much faster than the speed you get just by floating up, so we'll see our runners unpuff and just jump up. Alright, so the boss we're going into right now is Meta Knight, sorry, there's a lot of two-word bosses I always speech jam myself on. The goal here is to either grab sword or cutter, either work. Most runners use sword, and we can slightly manipulate Meta Knight. If we do a dash attack, or if we do a slide attack, sorry, we can manipulate Meta Knight to do a jump attack and get some damage that way. As you see here, Pro Hybrid doing an excellent job with this fight. Oh my goodness. Easily dispatching OliKad, doing a more casual up B strat here. And that manipulating by Pro Hybrid is going to get him the lead out of Mega Knight. Out of Meta Knight. Tie my tongue. Our runners are soft resetting after these bosses, since we don't really want to watch the Kirby dance cutscene. It's going to waste time. We don't want to do that. OliKad grabbing stone from the east gate. He must have forgotten that there's a stone statue literally on the way through the door he just went through. But okay. Unfortunately, an unnecessary time lost there by OliKad. Pro Hybrid is moving on here. Alright, so our runners are going to be going up against Moly, and there's two strategies that our runners can use against him. The first one is using Throw. It's the fastest if you get optimal RNG. Or you can use Hammer, which Hybrid is going for. Hammer is good in case Moly doesn't give you an object to use Throw on. You can just whap him with the Hammer. However, it does less damage, but it's more RNG safe. OliKad is going to be using Throw, so we'll see a dueling strats here. If OliKad gets perfect RNG, he's going to save time on Pro Hybrid. So that up hammer swing does a lot of damage, and if you see there, he got the same, Pro Hybrid got the same pattern that would have been beneficial for Throw. Oh, OliKad losing a power. There we go. Other than that slight time waste, OliKad not having a very bad Moly. He's still losing time on Pro Hybrid here. Hybrid getting wheel for the Goblin. Oh, no, he's going to Mega Titan. So we are seeing very common any % routes from these two runners. Our runners are heading up to Carrot Castle to go take on Mega Titan, and what we're actually going to do is Mega Titan is one of the few bosses in the game that's actually optimal to do with wheel on. So that makes it actually better to watch the Kirby dance cutscene than soft reset. And not only that, when you finish a boss and respawn at the hub, the game remembers which hub mirror you went through last, and it'll put you in front of that. The last hub mirror we entered, the South Rainbow Route gate, the same gate we start the Gobbler segment on. So even more time save there. So Pro Hybrid's going to get both of these switches. We'll need to get these switches to return to Candy Constellation and Wiz later in the run, so you have to get them. Oh, OliKad trying to do the jump strat. Oh my goodness! Gordos just don't have hitboxes. Okay, there we go. So Pro Hybrid's entering the spike mains. A lot of runners will discard their power-up and re-inhale it, so that if they mess up this section and blast themselves into the spikes, they won't have to lose their ability. Just like that, it's still in Pro Hybrid's stomach. He's just going to swallow it and go through the door. Oh my goodness. And there we go. So again, this room is all about lag reduction. We want to try and avoid those Gordos as much as possible. Pro Hybrid going in the wrong door. You want to go to the top left section to proceed with the game. So that's a bit of a time game there for OliKad if he can capitalize on that. Oh, Pro Hybrid going for the swag Gordo wheelie, but unfortunately not doing it early enough. So Pro Hybrid is going to go for an early strategy here on Mega Titan. If you wait a specific amount of time and then wheel, you'll knock him back into the laser. Excellent maneuver there by Pro Hybrid. That was exactly what I was talking about. It's the quickest way to start dealing damage with wheel. Now all you need is 8 wheel hits. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, doesn't get the 10th. There it is. OliKad, unfortunately, not going for the trick. So as I said before, Pro Hybrid and OliKad are not going to be soft resetting during this. They are going to keep wheel, respawn at the South Rainbow Route Gate, and go after Gobbler. And there we go. Now, you see those two Foleys Pro Hybrid just went under. Recently, runners have been mixing those two Foleys together for wheel, allowing them to do the Gobbler section anywhere in the run they basically want to, and that saves up to 6 seconds. That saves a trip to get wheel from the East Rainbow Route Gate. However, that is an advanced strategy, and because it doesn't save a whole lot of time in the grand scale of things, these runners are going to focus more on doing their more comfortable routes as efficiently and quickly as possible. Alright, so we're going on to... Oh my goodness, Pro Hybrid. You gotta be careful around those corners. The spike hitboxes I wasn't worried about, but if you go too close to the ceiling when you're going down diagonally like that, we've seen runners in this tournament stick to the ceiling and then go right into the spikes and lose wheel and lose a lot of time there. OliKad worried about everything underwater. He definitely does not want to lose wheel in a race setting. So both runners have elected not to get that switch. Some runners want to do the Krakow segment with Missile, and you can get Missile if you get that switch. There's an ability statue in that room. Doing Krakow with Missile is optimal. However, if you make a lot of mistakes with Missile, it is not worth it. So a lot of runners opt not to, because Missile is very infamously hard to use on the D-pad. Alright, Pro Hybrid into the boxy fight here, gets hit. That was a double star. He could have actually fired that double star at Boxy, since Pro Hybrid is going to get rid of Wheel here in a moment, because I believe he's going to go for UFO mix. This is a big trick in the run, mixing two Foleys here with an air blast and getting either UFO or fire, which Pro Hybrid does first try. Excellent job. We'll be able to hit a bomb block through a wall with that full charge shot and skip the entire next room. OliKad's right behind him, and in order to keep up with him, he's going to have to get a first try as well. Now, there is another trick you can do if you fail this mix, sword skip. Unfortunately, Kinnan in the last race tried to go for sword skip and lost a lot of time, but that's no problem for OliKad. Fire also works. Because fire and UFO are right next to each other, that trick is easier than it looks, because you have 8 frames to respond to the roulette wheel rather than 4. And as I explained earlier, the roulette starts at the same place every time, depending on what enemy goes into your mouth first. So, oh, OliKad loses fire! I can't believe it! It's not going to go to the surface! Oh my goodness, OliKad losing out on a lot of time here because this section is pretty long. Oh, you hate to see it. This is not the kind of thing we wanted to have happen to OliKad when he's already a bit behind Pro Hybrid here. Pro Hybrid is the favorite to win this race. He does have a 30-minute PB as opposed to OliKad's 33, so he has that experience on OliKad. Alright, Pro Hybrid's picking up Stone, and we want to keep Stone all the way into the boss because you'll probably find a recurring theme with Stone and bosses, and that it absolutely ruins them. However, between Pro Hybrid and Gobbler is this room. If he gets hit, he will lose his ability and waste a lot of time because Gobbler is really slow with the sword backup. Hopefully we should see Pro Hybrid have no problems. Hits the blipper for good luck. And Pro Hybrid, I believe, is going to be smooth sailing to the Gobbler fight. So, 3 double hit rock drops are all you need to put Gobbler in the morgue. So let's see if Pro Hybrid can do that quickly. Very good so far. Just needs an additional rock hit, and he's done. So this is the part in the run where if you get that Olive Gates, you get Missile and go off to Krakow, but I don't believe Pro Hybrid's going to do that. Oh, Pro Hybrid did get the switch. I'm sorry. So he's going to be doing Krakow with Missile. Let's see how clean his movement is. Now remember, if you bonk a couple of times, getting Missile is not worth it and you're losing time. Now, Missile is the fastest way to vertically move through rooms. Oh, I think Pro Hybrid sprinted into that, though. He did not. Excellent work there. Very clean movement. That's the kind of movement that makes Missile faster in the Krakow segment compared to doing it with Burning. Nice rock drop there by OliKad. I love that strategy to get down that chute faster, but bonks into Gobbler accidentally, and he's going to miss out on some damage here. Oh, there we go. Bit of a messy Gobbler, but OliKad beats him. The Gobbler image on the... Oh, there it goes. Okay. It just disappeared. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not mark off OliKad getting Mega Titan. So OliKad grabbing wheel. It looks like he's going to be going up to... Oh, that's very interesting that OliKad decided to get that wheel. Normally, in the bottom right of this room, you can go back to a room we previously visited. If you remember the Gordo climb that we had to get through to get to Carrot Castle, there's a wheelie at the top. Generally, runners get that wheelie as opposed to getting the East Rainbow Route Gate. Pro Hybrid going into Krakow. Now say it with me now. 3 double hit rock drops. Same with Gobbler, same with Stone Titan, but that pattern getting Pro Hybrid hit. Oh my goodness, not a super great Krakow here from Pro Hybrid. Just needs one more double hit. Oh, only gets the single. Just decides to end it with a Waddle-Doo carcass. And that's Krakow for Pro Hybrid. Alright, so OliKad is moving into Candy Constellation. Candy Constellation is one of the hardest segments in any percent, or at least the hardest segments that isn't a boss. It requires a lot of really precise wheel movement, and for runners without that veteran experience, it can spell disaster if you lose wheel at any number of the rooms that... Candy Constellation has a lot of rooms that can be contested for the worst room in the run. So hopefully OliKad can do those rooms really well, keep wheel, and not lose a lot of time. He's already quite behind Pro Hybrid at this point. So Pro Hybrid is just behind OliKad here in terms of the Candy Constellation segment, but you also have to remember Pro Hybrid has already beat Krakow, so OliKad has less of a league than it looks. So OliKad lost wheel while I was looking at Pro Hybrid do this room. That's not good. That's a lot of time waste. There are a couple of backup mixes you can do. There's two possibles in this grid maze coming up. We'll see if OliKad can nail that. Losing wheel is almost a death sentence if you're doing RTAs of this game. So Pro Hybrid not having a great time against Mr. Frosty. This Frosty fight can be pretty annoying if you get some bad patterns or lose your rhythm. Alright, mix opportunity coming up. Gets a triple. He's on UFO, he's got a bit to go. OliKad is pausing during this roulette, making it go one ability at a time. When you're unpausing from... He's got 2 more. You've got 2 more. He's on wheel. Just hold A, OliKad. Just hold A to win. He's got it. So when you're pausing during a mixed roulette, you can hold A during the fade into white as you're unpausing, and you'll just instantly get the ability that you're pausing on as long as there's at least 1 frame left. You have 4 frames to react to a mix. OliKad easily getting through one of the more difficult rooms than 8% here. Pro Hybrid can gain a lot of time on OliKad though if he keeps wheel. Oh, getting grabbed by the Master Hand, though. This Master Hand is a bit more annoying to fight than the one we fought in Radish Ruins because it hovers just high enough off the ground that a regular mid-wheel jump is not enough to reach him. We have to keep unwheeling and jumping, and it's pretty annoying, not gonna lie to you. Oh, Pro Hybrid dies in the grid maze! That is not what you want to see. OliKad not losing as much time as he thought in this segment. Pro Hybrid is going to have to go for that backup mix we saw OliKad do. The question is, will he set up the one here in the grid room, or will he wait? Yes, he's going to wait and get the similar one that OliKad got. Ooh. Pro Hybrid already down to 2 health, but that's fine. This is a Maximum Tomato waiting for him in this room. So this is interesting. OliKad is probably the only runner I know of that does this section with UFO as opposed to wheeling through it and then getting missile. It's a bit of a baby strat. I like to tease him about this, but it is very safe, which is probably for the best in a tournament race setting, especially since he already lost wheel earlier in Candy. He doesn't want 2 catastrophes happening in this segment, so I'm going to leave him alone about it. Pro Hybrid losing, or hasn't regained wheel yet, so OliKad is going to gain some time on this. These rooms here are very long, and you have to traverse them on foot as opposed to wheeling through them, and also not dealing a lot of damage to hands with beam. This isn't the most optimal thing for Pro Hybrid. OliKad can also keep UFO into the hands fight, which does a pretty okay amount of damage. Again, a baby strat, but hey, it got the job done. OliKad gets the Mirror Shard. And the soft reset. Where is OliKad up to next? He could do any of the remaining segments. He has Krako and Wiz to take care of. Here comes Krako. Oh, it might be Wiz, actually. I'm sorry, getting the wheel, and we're getting Wiz over with. So Pro Hybrid running into a bit more trouble here in Candy. That's fine. So generally runners like to do Wiz towards the end of the run because it is hands down the easiest segment in the game. Wiz might be able to waste a tiny bit of your time, but it's nowhere near as bad as Meta Knight. Nowhere near as bad as Moly. Alright, Pro Hybrid grabbing Missile, doing the more common strat here. Krako last is fine, Sniper. Oh, Pro Hybrid getting the Kirby skip! Very, very interesting. We once thought that that was emulator only, but I believe Sniper got a clip of him getting it when he was playing on GBP the other day. Correct me if I'm wrong. So Pro Hybrid is going to do the strat here of using Fire in the Master Hands. OliKad is using Parasol in Wiz. Ooh, unfortunately getting easy clap there. So you want Fire for Master Hands because of that wide area of effect, and you want Parasol for Wiz because this Parasol is dealing constant damage. You see, OliKad is just standing there dealing damage to Wiz. Oh, unfortunately, OliKad not having a super great time here. Oh my goodness, OliKad, you just need to spit that wheel in a... Oh, he dies! Oh, that's not what you want to see. Pro Hybrid is just a whiz away from closing out the run. OliKad really needed to capitalize on Pro Hybrid losing wheel in Candy if he wanted to get ahead, but oh my goodness, you don't want to see that. Oh my goodness, the Thunder Strike, though, hitting wheel out of OliKad. Oh my goodness, this Wiz segment is not going good for OliKad at all! Oh my goodness, just getting constant hit, 1 health left. Is OliKad gonna call the boys, or... There it is, there's the phone call. Mom, I need help. Send the friends, get some health. Oh my goodness, this Wiz segment is going all pear-shaped. Alright, I don't believe an ability star will seal the deal. I think he has too much health. Oh my goodness, please just get Wiz over with. Pro Hybrid has pretty much caught up an entire Wiz in the time it took OliKad to finish that off. You do not want to see that. OliKad still has Krako to do. Pro Hybrid going for the hammer mix there, but unfortunately getting Fighter. That's a very hard setup to get. Oh my goodness, things not looking great for OliKad here. Getting Rock, okay. Alright, hopefully Pro Hybrid has a much easier time of Wiz here. He has a huge time save to get if he does this fight even remotely well. Having a bit of trouble himself here. So OliKad is doing the... Oh my goodness, Pro Hybrid also having trouble. Oh, that was a double star! That could have finished him! Alright, I think he has too much health to finish him off with that ability star. And there we go, there's Wiz. Even with that fight, Pro Hybrid is saving time on OliKad. And with that, the center hub mirror is complete for Hybrid. He's going to be going into Dark Mind. OliKad, I want to say about a minute 30 behind Pro Hybrid at this point. Alright, Pro Hybrid just went into the boss area there. That's to make the game think that he's already watched that cutscene. So when he goes into the fight prepared with Stone, he can just press start and skip the cutscene. Call in the boys to get them out of the hub room so you can fight Dark Meta Knight mano a mano. And there we go. You can manipulate Dark Meta Knight the same way you can manipulate him in the Radish Ruins fight. Sliding into him causes him to jump. Pro Hybrid is just gonna drop rocks on him though. Not a terrible Dark Meta Knight, but if you know the manipulation strat, this fight can go by super quick. OliKad not getting blessed with the candy there, unfortunately. He's going to have to pick up Rock for the Battlefire fight. And Pro Hybrid is into Dark Mind. So the strat here, lose your ability, create a double star with Master, and open up a can on him. There we go. The double star does a lot of damage. Not only that, Dark Mind reels back in response to getting hit by it. Gets hit by the same double star twice. Lots of damage. Instant kill. So in each of these interim sections, we're going to see our runners get another ability. Set up the double star. Pro Hybrid getting on the ledge here. While he's on this ledge, he can hit Dark Mind in any pattern he decides to choose. There we go. OliKad finishing the mirror, defeating Krako. Having an okay Krako fight there. So OliKad is not done with this race yet. Pro Hybrid could have some issues with Dark Mind 4. However, he is pretty far behind. Very interesting double star strat there by Pro Hybrid. Oh. So in this third fight, if you get really lucky, Dark Mind will throw an ability star at you, and if it's a fire or ice and you inhale it at the same time you kill him, you can skip this entire interim section that Pro Hybrid's going through. Since the goal of this interim section is to get the Sword Knight at the end. Oh, gets the DKO! Is to suck up the Sword Knight and hit a switch through a wall. And you can hit that switch with either fire or ice. Alright, this race is going to be determined by how well Pro Hybrid does Dark Mind 4. And the reason I'm saying that is because a double star is not enough to kill Dark Mind 4. But that's a good thing, because Dark Mind 4 fires green stars in this fourth fight. And if you swallow those, you get a mix. And we want that mix because UFO destroys the next form of Dark Mind. So we're going to hope for that. So not only do we have to have the RNG of getting a green star, we also have to time the mix properly. Oh, getting a blue star, unfortunately. There's a spark. There's a green star. Pro Hybrid getting UFO. And that's probably GG for OliKad if Pro Hybrid can finish this off. However, he's losing a lot of time here. There we go. Gets the shot. More time than Pro Hybrid would probably want to spend after getting UFO. You only need a half-charge laser. You don't need to go for a full charge there to defeat the remaining health of Dark Mind 3. OliKad's going to need a miracle to stay in this race. Pro Hybrid needs to die on Dark Mine 5 or lose UFO early and not get it back, and have a flawless Dark Mine 4. So although it's pretty out of reach, I want to say, but I've seen crazier things happen. But Pro Hybrid seems to have no problems with Dark Mine 5 right now. Pro Hybrid in the SpeedGaming chat right now wishing he got Hammer Mix. I wish he got it too. OliKad misses the double star shot! Oh no! He stood there in disbelief, missing out on the green star. OliKad trying to go for the Plitty Mix. Very unfortunate there for OliKad. All Pro Hybrid needs to do to finish off this run is to gun down Dark Mine 6 and hit the end timer the moment he gets the final hit. All you have to do is mash A and B and get out of the way of the shots. There we go, Pro Hybrid with a time of 33.50, defeating OliKad and staying in the Kirby and the Amazing Mirror 2020 Any% tournament. OliKad just got UFO and is firing on Dark Mine 4, unfortunately. Still has a lot of health to go through in order to finish the fight. And there we go. Dark Mine 4 finished off. OliKad has to seal the deal here. So I don't think I explained this for the Dark Mine 5 fights. Whenever Dark Mine uses those mirrors just like that, the fully charged UFO shot goes through not only Dark Mine's eye, but also damages the mirrors, which can lead to double, or if you're lucky, even triple damage shots. Oh no, getting hot by the laser. Getting hot by the laser is a sentence that just came out of my mouth. Oh no, OliKad might die if he doesn't seal the deal. He's going to be calling his friends, but he's going to get out of iframes. You can't gain health back when you're charging UFO shots. So he's missing out on health there. Oh my goodness, you need those fully charged shots. It's usually not wise, no matter how much health Dark Mine has, to not go for those full charged shots, since that is a lot of health. OliKad's going into the final shoot-'em-up fight with only 1 HP, but that's fine. If you're accompanied by your Kirby allies, the fight does not reset if you die. As long as there's another Kirby in the room, the health bar will remain the same between lives. And OliKad has 3 of them, so I don't see him losing out. And instantly getting hit there, but that's fine. And OliKad will be cleaning up here. He might die again, actually. There we go, OliKad with a 36-18, it looked like. He split a little late there, and he is done. He is out of the tournament now, eliminated by Pro Hybrid. Pro Hybrid is going to be moving on in the tournament. He's going to be taking on the winner of, I believe, Tracy. So, because Tracy faced Rox earlier today. In that match, Rox actually forfeited, and because he soft reset too early after the Crackle fight, I believe, and then he just decided to play Nightmare in Dreamland instead. So he'll be facing Terrific Tracy. That match to be decided. We're going to see if we can't get... Oh, there's OliKad. I was about to say we're going to see if we can't get a post-race interview with one of the runners, and here's OliKad.
Hi.
How are you feeling after that? That wasn't the greatest run I've ever seen you have, but...
Man, believe it or not, until I got to Olimotion, I was ahead. So I was really nervous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it seems that the problem split for both you and Pro Hybrid was Candy Constellation.
Oh god.
I will say, good job at getting the backup wheel mix, but
Yeah.
that couldn't have been great for morale when you hit that.
Yeah, I really honestly didn't expect to. I really probably thought of this like on the fly because I actually never practiced this mix ever. So I was like, so I was like, hey, I've heard that this mix works in case I lose wheel before that room. So I just tried it, and guess what? I got wheel back
Uh,
somehow.
somehow, though, you had a cleaner Candy than Pro Hybrid did. Hybrid had a lot of problems with Candy. Not only did he lose wheel at I think, almost the same time as you did in the maze, he also died and had to redo the whole maze. And I think he lost wheel a second time before the Warp Star and had to do the Master Hand fight with Beam. But,
Oh god, not the
yeah.
Oh no.
um,
Oh.
So what else happened? Can I just say is why do you grab rock from the East Rainbow Route mirror instead of the rock that's literally on the way to Molly?
Uh, I mean, I thought it was faster to just get it from that room instead of getting wheel first and then just going through Cabbage Cavern. That's what some people told me, but I guess that was wrong.
But the rock is literally on the way to Molly though.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess I just brain farted here.
Okay, that's
It
fine. It's
happens.
a race stress or something or other.
Yeah, I mean, on my first race, I literally did the wrong route, so there's that.
I believe I think you were able to keep wheel on the way to Radish Ruins, right? I think you
You know,
lost it once in the Spike S bend, but you got it back.
yeah, I did lose it a few times because it always happens to me, but I got it back, so like, no big deal.
Yeah, Pro Hybrid got hit in the same place in the Spike mains you did, but his ability went into the spikes.
Oh no. Ugh.
So,
Poor him.
he opted to re-get wheel and continue doing Radish Ruins. I was telling that if that happens to you during a race, it's probably faster just to get stone from the ability statue and just do Molly, rather than, waste all the time making another trip to the wheel spot and then going back for Radish, but that's neither.
Actually a pretty good idea.
That's
I never thought
that's
of it, but it makes a lot of sense.
that's neither here or there though. Anything else? You had right, the unfortunate incident. You got UFO mix first try. Great job.
As
But then you
always.
got hit by the blipper on the way to the bomb block. Oof.
Yeah, that happened. I'll just put it that way. God.
It happened. Alright, I don't think I have too much to ask about this race.
The one really sad thing. I mean, I already knew I kind of lost the race at this point, but like, on Dark Mind 4, I shot the double star.
Yes.
When Dark Mind was just too high, so I just completely whiffed my shot, and well, I just lost a good minute because of that. That was that was not amazing, to say
Alright.
the least.
So unfortunately, you are eliminated from this any percent tournament. But did you only just start running this game recently for the tournament?
I learned this game specifically for this tournament, and I just saw
Okay.
I just saw that as an excuse to play the game again, and well, it kind of drifted into me being in the first tournament and losing twice. So there's that.
So for the people watching the stream, and who might not speedrun this game, first of all, do you enjoy running this game, and why? Why should people run Kirby the Amazing Mirror?
Oh, so it's time for me to do some advertising. I see.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So
As a new player to other new players, why did you choose Kirby the Amazing Mirror?
well, I chose this game because, well, I love Kirby. I just think it's a really fun series to just play around, mess around, get some abilities and all that. So I kind of played the game casually, like a few times before, but I just picked it up as an excuse to pick up a new speed game just because I wanted to. But it turned out it was a really fun one because, well, okay, so the one bad thing about it is that it's pretty prone to RNG, I would say. Like, the boss patterns can throw you out, the mixes can be hard to pull off, the patterns, I think I just repeated myself, but yeah. Basically, it's pretty RNG RV, but I think the movement is really fun to do. Like, wheel is pretty broken in this game, so it's
You can say that again.
Yeah. I mean, stone is wheel is very powerful in this game, but that's exactly what makes this game really fun. To just plan out every room so that you can have as much speed and fun as possible with wheel. I think that's just a really fun thing about this game, and just the fact that this game is non-linear, I think that just makes it very different to play compared to run compared to other Kirby games. And well, another fun thing is that basically there is just a ton of routes you can do that are basically as viable as every other route, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
especially with the Gobbler wheel mix being popular recently.
you told me about that many times. But yeah, this
So,
game is great. Well, it's
uh,
played casually, but great also as a speed game. I think everyone here who's actually into speedrunning, you might want to check it out. It's fun, and it's E for everyone.
all right, thank you for joining me for this post-race interview, OliKad.
Worries.
Great job with the tournament. Either way, win or lose. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, I had fun. I
All
definitely
right,
had
that's
fun, for
awesome,
sure.
and that's gonna do it for this Kirby the Amazing Mirror any percent tournament race in the loser bracket. Like I said, congratulations to Pro Hybrid. He's going to be moving on in the bracket. He's up against Tracy. That's going to be a pretty hype match. We have more Kirby and the Amazing Mirror action coming up soon. I believe we have a race coming up at 6 p.m. The Speed Gaming channel is still to be decided, if it gets streamed at all, that is. So pay attention to the schedule, which you can find underneath this the stream page in like the panels. If you're not into Kirby the Amazing Mirror and you're here to see what's next, we have the Link to the Past randomizer tournament coming up after this at 4:20. Lol. Happening on Speed Gaming. Happening on Speed Gaming 2 is we have a Super Mario Sunshine match. On Speed Gaming 4, we have the combo Link to the Past Metroid randomizer. And yeah, cool stuff going on. Thank you very much to everybody at Speed Gaming for hosting this race. We couldn't we couldn't do it without the many awesome volunteers that make this happen, who are here to showcase all these amazing speedrun communities and their stuff. Follow the runners. You can find OliKad at twitch.tv/OliKad. You can find Pro Hybrid. That's you. You can find Pro Hybrid at twitch.tv/pro_hybrid. I've been TG at twitch.tv/HeyI'mTG. I run this game too. And in fact, I'm going to be in one of these amazing near tournament races tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. So I want to see you in chat cheering for me. Also, be sad or mad. So yeah, that's the end of this broadcast. I hope everybody has a terrific day.
Yeah, have a good day you too, TG, and thank you everyone for watching.